Hey guys, Avery recently discovered Nutella when one of her friends brought it in her school lunch, and now she is completely obsessed with it. This weekend we attempted to make our own. It took a lot of trial and error, but we ended up with the creamiest, tastiest homemade Nutella you will ever try. Alright guys, so I've probably made about 300 videos since we started WhatsUpMoms, and I think this one is the one I had to recipe test the most for. It is crazy how many things I tried to get this Nutella to be the consistency that I wanted it to be.
Not the right consistency for sure. It's kind of like chunky.
You guys know I like to do treats with a healthy twist. I finally had to accept that if I wanted a really smooth, creamy Nutella, I had to just let a treat be a treat. Alright, so the first thing you're gonna need to do is skin your hazelnuts, and the easiest way to do that is to lay them on a baking sheet, roast them at 400 degrees for about 8 minutes. And you wanna watch these closely so they don't burn. All right, so the hazelnut skin has started to blister. You can see that some of them are falling off, but in order to get all the skin off, because it does make a bitter taste in your Nutella, I'm gonna throw them into a kitchen towel. This is my favorite method for getting the skins off. And then I wrap them up and roll them around. It's actually pretty satisfying. Just kind of do it on the surface, and basically you're rubbing them together and against your kitchen towel. Now I used a heaping cup of hazelnuts because you will find that not all the skins fall off, and that way you'll have just enough for your Nutella. You can see most of them will come off, and then you can go in kind of with your fingers and get a little bit more off of the rest. And then I'll just transfer the hazelnuts to the bowl of my food processor. So I'm using a food processor instead of a blender because I really like the consistency that it allowed me to achieve. So I've got my hazelnuts in the bowl, and I'm gonna start for about a minute and puree and let you guys see what it looks like. All right, so you can see that this looks like a good hazelnut meal, but certainly not like Nutella yet. All right, so now back on for a minute. So here is the consistency at 2 minutes. It's starting to look a little bit like a butter, but it needs a little bit more work, so I'm gonna scrape down my sides and continue on. All right, so at the 3-minute mark, you can see that it's nice and creamy. At this point, I'm gonna turn my motor on and add a little bit of oil, and you can really use whatever kind of liquid oil you want. So melt some coconut oil, some regular vegetable oil, or even a hazelnut oil if you like that rich hazelnut flavor in your Nutella. All right, so we'll get the motor on. Now we are in business. We have a nice, smooth, creamy consistency, and we can add our chocolate flavoring. Next, you need to add a little bit of sugar, and I am using confectioner sugar because I found that cane sugar or granulated sugar added a gritty texture, which I didn't like. So I'm gonna dump this in, and then followed by some unsweetened cocoa powder and some salt. And then I can get it going again. So in order to get something exactly like Nutella, you need a little bit of melted milk chocolate. So I have about 10 ounces in here. I've just melted in the microwave. I'm gonna add 5 so you guys can see it because that's the texture I like. And then I'll add another 5 so you can see the most similar to Nutella. All right, so I'll add about half in here. It smells so good. And then blend for 20 to 30 seconds, no more, or your chocolate will seize up. All right, so let me show you guys what this looks like. It's runny, it looks super chocolatey, and so much like Nutella. Now I'll add the second half of my melted chocolate. I'm gonna pour it out into a mason jar, which is perfect for storing it, and you guys can see how creamy and delicious this looks. There you have it, the ultimate homemade Nutella. My kids have been having so much fun enjoying it on toast or even over ice cream.
It's delicious.
It'll keep for about 2 weeks on your counter, but if your kids are anything like mine, it will definitely not last that long.
Not more.
I think you have enough on there.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.
What does it actually taste like? What is it just like?
Candy.
Nutella.
Nutella.
Good answer.